Ooh, ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow Honkai Star Rail and Fate lovers. Welcome back to another reactionary video content series. Finally, even though not really finally, covering Saber! Because Saber's finally coming out. So, this is where a lot of what I'm about to say and what I'm about to do has some strings attached. Number one, I'm a little late. I'm sorry. I am working. I'm a working full-time employed man who also has to deal with an entire household by himself, cook my own dinner, pull out the weeds with my bare hands. That's a metaphor. I'm not really pulling out weeds. Actually, I was this morning, but regardless, it's 1:30 in the morning. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm tired. I'm busy, but we're here. And even though I'm exhausted, tiredness will not stop me from reacting. But the other strings that are attached to this is that we kind of already know everything that's going to happen in this video. So we're going to react to Keeping Up with the Star Rail for Saber, aka Artoria Pendragon, aka the Face of Fate. And if you've seen my reaction to the special program livestream, you'll know that they already kind of said what she does. Do I remember that? No, not really, but we'll go into it, and as always, we will grade the character as I usually do with my 4 criteria, kind of. But aside from that, a lot of these opinions have also been echoed just in my other videos as well. One such video being the previous reaction I did with James on how they kind of did the collab with Nasu, which is the creative Fate. Even though that video was kind of comedic and nonsense. But regardless, this is where I don't know if they're going to release any other trailers for Saber. I'd be shocked if they don't. And now this also begs the question, are they going to release any videos for Archer? I'm pretty sure they will. So we'll probably cover all of that, although a lot of these videos are now probably going to be the same. And what I'm saying here is kind of, I would say, the first main thing that I'm really doing covering the official thing, the thing being the collab. And again, this is not going to be new because it's in other videos, but officially we'll call it the first one here. So, what do I think of Saber? What do I think of the whole Fate collab in general? Now, there's a lot of different ways to look at this. We can look at it just from the lens of Saber. We can look at it as the whole collab in general, which, ironically enough, we can't even fully talk about because it's not even out yet. But we can say our preliminary opinions, because those are actually relatively different from, I think, Saber as well. And also Archer is going to be his own animal. I'll touch on Archer briefly because, again, a lot of this information is going to be repeated throughout most of these videos, if there's even more. But in general, what I think of specifically Saber, aka Artoria, aka Arthur Pendragon, even though that's actually a different character, believe it or not, I think, TLDR, for all intents and purposes, this Fate collab is kind of lazy, I'm not going to lie. Now, graphically, I think it's great. And we're going to kind of skip criteria around here, because usually I do looks number 2. But look-wise, I think it's really good. Obviously, they had the main artist come in who actually does Saber originally, and redesign her for Fate. Overall, graphically, and even just, the way the combat stuff looks, I think it's okay. Now, when I say it's okay, I mean the ult, the Excalibur that everybody, jerks off to. I think that's decent. And I've always mentioned this in the past too, but the other gacha on the market that's kind of threatening Hoyo's legacy right now, Wuthering Waves, they released, who's sadly no longer on banner, but also who I got back on the game for and rolled for, Wuthering Waves, Cartithia. I almost see that character as a direct competition with Saber, even though they're not really out at the same time. In my opinion, Cartithia has a way cooler Excalibur-like ultimate than Saber does. And I actually made a video reaction on that too. But, and it can't be a reaction to Hoyo stuff without me saying Genshin is shit. All this time while Star Rail and Wuthering are competing, Genshin is just eating crap because Skirk was a letdown, IMO. But regardless, that's Genshin's little fun in the sun. I think the Fate collab has been pretty lazy, and we'll also touch a little bit, like I said, on Archer here, but the main question I have, and the main question I also want to answer, Number one, are these characters going to be meta? And number two, is this collab going to be successful? Now, I've heard a lot of different things, mainly from my inner circle and through the grapevine as well. But I've heard that some section, and I'm keeping it ambiguous because I don't have actual percentages here, some section of the Honkai Star Rail community have no clue what the fuck Fate is. Which is actually really surprising, believe it or not, because if you're into Hoyo games, you're probably into anime, although that's not always the case. But if you're into anime, you should probably know what Fate is. Fate is very popular, and Fate was one of the first gachas out there that really became its own behemoth. I kind of take it as the grandfather of gachas because it's been out there for a long time. And personally speaking, because I actually play it and I enjoy Fate very, very much, so I am a Fate fan coming into this. I think FGO is one of the greatest gaming stories ever told. That story is amazing and very well done. The only thing that holds it back, ironically enough, is that it's a mobile gacha game. Lore-wise and story-wise, the Fate lore, and not even just the game Fate Grand Order, just in general, it's great. So if you have no clue what Fate is, I highly recommend checking it out if you like Honkai Star Rail or if you like anime in general. But moving back to the precise reason why we're here, Saber! To kind of answer the second question before we get to Saber! Do I think this collab will be successful? Yes. The Fate psychopaths, the people who play the game, are abused thick whales. Now, why do I say that? If you're at all familiar with the pity system in the Hoyo games, and you don't know about the pity system in the Fate games, aka FGO, just the one Fate game, it is night and day difference. The Fate pity is 330 rolls. You heard that right. 330 rolls. It's guaranteed pity, thank God. But it is 330 rolls. That is insane. And the worst part is, the pity does not transfer. Yet that game makes stupid amounts of money because people roll in that game not really for meta, but for waifus, and they're psycho. But regardless, Fate makes a lot of money and it's very well established. Now, this is where a lot of these psychos, I think, also personally play Honkai Star Rail. I see a lot of people on my friends list who say, E6 Saber, E6 Saber, and I'm like, oh good lord, they're about to drop a lot. But this is where Saber herself coming into Star Rail, I think, is a good thing overall, because collaboration is very well, especially when it does, when it's done respectfully. And I think they tried to do it respectfully, but the main issue here is when you look at the criteria of competition, when you look at what Saber is up against, and we're not just talking about Archer, because Archer's free, we're getting him for free, so that's fine. Saber is up against Finon. If you compare these two animations, besides the Excalibur, because basically that's the only thing that can even compete with Finon, I feel like it's night and day difference. Now, we're actually going to do a little bit something different here. TLDR, I think Saber is a little bit of a letdown. I think the whole Fate collab itself is a little bit of a letdown, just execution-wise. Story-wise, I can't say anything because the story's not out yet, but we're going to have a little mini Grail war here in Penacony, which is very cool. So lore-wise, I think it's going to be pretty decent. I'm actually surprised they're giving it a story at all, but at the same time, I'm not. But this is where I want to at least get it in front of us to refresh our memories for those of us who saw the special program and for those of us who didn't see it for the first time, to kind of see what Saber does and what she looks like. And again, hopefully you've seen Finon and you've seen what he does and what he looks like, and we can compare it directly. And I'll touch on Archer slightly, but let's just actually get through the video here. Now, the main thing I'm looking forward to, as always, is Albert giving us some nice, cool little lore that's not really lore accurate, but also really nice to have anyway. So let's take a look. Also, before we take a look, one thing I really do hope is that this opens the door to future Fate collabs for Honkai Star Rail, because, man, there's a lot more good characters they could take even from Fate Stay Night.
Dear audience, we're here in the nation of dream seekers.
It's not even Albert, it's the camera lady.
That crosses time and space will debut here with dreams as the prize. The first Penaconian Holy Grail War is about to begin. 7 heroic
To be really careful not to spoil anything. Also, it is crazy they put Cuckoo in here and they don't have him as a rollable character. Now, I personally am not a Cuckoo fan. I know I might get crucified for that. But man, to have Cuckoo, and more importantly, to not put Gil in here is criminal. But Why the fuck do they have Ku in here and no one else? But you can't even roll for Ku. It's insane. It's almost like a smack in the face to Ku fans.
History
Oh my god, look at Saber's sexy ass legs though.
and legend.
Again, look-wise, outfit-wise, I think she looks amazing. She looks very good. It looks like they didn't just copy-paste her onto like some NPC body, which is really good.
Whispers speak of a king from
Look at her.
world.
Look at her.
Now returning to the
The king of the knights. Oh, oh.
cleaving through enemies and felling formidable adversaries. Will her sacred sword once again claim victory in her name?
Oh, and you can't see it. That's lore accurate.
Let's take a look at the triumphant
Oh.
king of knights, Saber.
Her fucking legs look so cute. Or not so cute, so hot. Oh my god. So again, this is a slight redesign from her actual outfit, but I think it's very, very good.
We're also delighted to welcome
What
Mr.
the? Rekka? I love Rekka. Oh my god, I'm so glad he's back. I actually love this character so much.
Rekka, another servant participating in the Holy Grail War.
What? He's in the Grail War?
Greetings,
Okay, the story's gonna be good. This story's gonna be very good.
I'm Rekka.
Hi,
Actually,
Rekka.
I'm participating as a servant.
Huh? He's a servant?
After merging with the spirit origin of a director named Grady.
Oh, so this is that whole possession thing I've heard about?
So the ironic part is, if you've never played Fate, you probably have no clue what the fuck they're talking about. And I don't even think I want to explain it here because there's a lot of nuance to this. TLDR, if you're a servant, you're someone from history or someone from history's spirit is possessing you. I know it's complicated, but just bear with me.
I'd prefer to think of it more as a sort of method acting
Dude, he's a
experience.
fucking servant. Dude, this is so lazy. They should have put all 7 fucking servants in from each class, man. They're so lazy. And this is my main issue with the fucking collab. It's a decent collab, but it could have been so much better.
In your current role in the Holy Grail War, are you also determined to claim the Grail for yourself?
Everyone wants the
Holy
Grail.
Oh no, that's merely a MacGuffin.
Wait, what?
It holds no real significance for
Wait,
me.
okay. According to Fate lore, this guy should be a ruler then. There's actually a class called Ruler where they don't even want the Grail, but they're still in the Grail War, ironically enough.
What truly matters to me is witnessing the actors' superb
So Rekka should be the
performances
ruler
and
class.
the compelling character arcs as they spiral toward their climactic peaks.
Bruh, I love Mr.
Rekka,
Rekka.
you're truly a dedicated filmmaker. Without further ado, let's get acquainted with one of the brightest stars in this Holy Grail War.
Saber!
Saber, Camelot's King of Knights.
Oh man, I want to say something so bad, but this is going beyond Fate Stay Night. This is going to Fate Zero, which is the prequel. Man, they made fun of Saber, and ironically enough, I'm not a huge Saber fan herself. I actually think she's quite idiotic sometimes, but she is the face of the series.
Saber is
Oh
a
my,
weak
look at
character
her.
on the path of destruction.
We're getting so many destruction people. And that's kind of one thing that goes against her. So again, I don't know how she's going to be meta unless her numbers are insane, because so far from what I remember from her kit, which we're about to see right now, her kit does not look like anything special except just ult spam.
She's a peerless swordmaster who fights with a blade that is near invisible.
Very cool.
Speaking of which,
I like how
Mr.
they
Rekka,
paused it.
If I may ask, is this one of those only smart people can see it type of swords?
Oh my
No,
god.
this is magecraft. The blade is
Oh.
shrouded in magical energy, compressing air to bend light, creating invisibility.
So, I don't know if they're going to mention it, but I'll mention it just in case. The reason they do this is because in the Grail Wars, you're not supposed to know who the servants are. Because if you know who they are, you could use their historical legend to figure out their weakness and beat them. So Saber makes her sword invisible because if you know it's Excalibur, you know she's King Arthur, and then you kind of have more power, I guess, against her. Because knowledge is power, kids.
What brilliant special effects!
Ooh, look at
I
that
see.
slash.
So it's
Ooh.
magecraft. Oh, that's a relief. When using her basic attack,
Dude, look at
Saber
her.
deals wind damage to one
So her
designated
basic is
enemy.
whatever.
When using her skill,
I like how they just like go over it. Like the basic is just like, okay, you just do damage and that's literally it. Because that's all it is.
unleashes her blade's high-pressure air, dealing wind damage to one designated enemy and adjacent targets.
So she blasts. So she's not erudition, because that would hit everyone. But she's a blast here. Okay.
After an ally uses their ultimate, Saber's damage increases for a certain number of turns, and she gains core resonance.
Ooh.
Core resonance can be transformed into energy for Saber.
Saber!
If Saber has enough core resonance to fully restore her energy, she can use her skill to consume it all, converting it into energy.
So yeah, she's gonna be an ult spammer.
Otherwise, using her skill grants Saber core resonance.
So that means, unless 18 is the limit, that means if you can't get ult, you're gonna keep stacking it, I guess?
When that radiant blade reveals its true form,
Oh,
the
shit.
victorious king shall proclaim the true name of the miracle in her hands.
So the ult does
Using
look
her
nice.
ultimate, Saber deals wind damage to all enemies, accompanied by multiple additional hits that
Saber!
balance damage to one random enemy.
Looks like a nuke. It looks nice.
Simply incredible.
And Rekka's
That
glazing
holy sword
it.
cleaves through chaos itself, shattered the shackles of physical law.
It does
and
look
carved a
good,
brand
man.
epic straight into my skull.
Wait, what the fuck? His skull?
That 40-meter-long sword, unlocking specific traces allows Saber to instantly regenerate energy at the start of combat. If her energy is
Oh,
below
so
a
she's like
certain threshold.
Firefly.
It's also worth mentioning that Saber can accumulate overflow energy, ensuring no excess is ever wasted. After using her ultimate, Saber's next basic attack is enhanced.
Oh
dealing
shit, you
wind
can actually
damage
see
to all
Excalibur now.
enemies. She also gains core
Ooh.
resonance.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even realize she had this. Okay, so there's a little bit more than I thought. I thought it was literally the skill, the ult, and the passive, and that's it. I thought she was a really playing character.
Sharp, stylish, ruthless, and precise. This is top-tier action choreography. To miss even a frame is to commit a cinematic sin.
Every Fate fan.
When using her enhanced basic attack, if there are no more than 2 enemy targets, Saber deals increased damage.
Oh wow.
After unlocking specific
So how is she a destruction character? Where's her healing? Because usually destruction characters, they have like some sort of survivability.
traces,
And this is where, ironically enough, in the lore, Saber actually has the sheath to Excalibur called Avalon, which basically grants her immortality and infinite healing. So that shit's kind of broken.
Saber gains mana burst at the start of combat.
That's actually a skill in Fate that gives you a shit ton of burst damage. Or, sorry, buster damage. Y'all don't need to know what that is.
And when using her enhanced basic attack. If
That's
Saber's
actually
core
directly
resonance
from
is
Fate,
enough to
that's
fully
crazy.
regenerate her energy, she consumes mana burst to immediately take action
Oh?
and recovers 1 skill point for allies.
Oh,
This
shit.
makes Saber's combat flow much smoother.
Oh,
Once
wow.
the conditions are met, she can immediately take action, use her skill
Then
to
she
fully
ults.
regenerate energy,
Damn.
and seamlessly
Excalibur!
After using her technique to enter combat, Saber gains additional core resonance and
So the one thing that's a little bit jarring for me to see is she's not in armor. Usually Saber has a little bit of armor, but here she almost has like none. Actually, looking at her now, I think she literally has none.
receives an attack increase for several turns. So let's sum it up.
Okay.
Miss Saber can deal
Miss
single target
Saber.
and AoE damage, with her ultimate being her main damage source.
Nice.
Whenever an ally uses an ultimate, or Saber uses any attack other than a basic attack, she gains core resonance.
Nice.
If Saber's current core resonance is enough to fully recover her energy, she can use her skill to convert all of it into energy.
Whoa.
And then unleash Excalibur, wiping out the enemies in one powerful burst.
It's so sad they're not letting us hear it because it's in Japanese.
The atmosphere is perfect. Now what we need is a movie.
I love Mr.
Actors,
Rekka.
ready. Lights,
Oh shit!
camera.
Oh, ready?
Oh my god, she's the
Alright,
fucking
all that's missing is a
camera.
title for this blockbuster. Any suggestions, Miss Carmella?
Forgot that's her name.
Let's call it Excalibur.
Ooh, that's ass.
Boom. Act 1, scene 1,
This
take
shit
1,
is so
action.
stupid, man.
The Trailblazer takes action first, using their skill to summon them. Team follows
Mami.
closely behind, using her
I wonder
skill
what
to
her best in
ultimate
slot
Saber
team is,
before
man.
using her ultimate,
Saber really
regenerating
feels
all
like
of
she's just
Saber's
like
energy.
butting in.
Mem is also fully charged and lends Miss Saber some help by giving her a buff. Miss Saber takes the spotlight.
Oh shit,
finishing
there
with
it
a
is.
dazzling ultimate, sending her enemies packing.
Those poor dogs,
The battle is
man.
far from over. Even more enemies have now entered the fray.
Oh shit.
Saber remains calm under pressure.
Saber!
With a swift and clean enhanced basic attack, she
There's
delivers
9
a fierce
stacks,
opening
okay.
strike, gaining both core resonance and mana burst.
Oh.
The Trailblazer follows up with their ultimate, granting Miss Saber core resonance again. Saber then
Oh,
uses
I
her
wonder if it
skill, gaining
stacks.
more core resonance.
What's the stack
Before long,
limit?
Miss Saber has accumulated enough core resonance replenish her energy. She consumes mana burst
I
and
think
immediately
18 is the
takes
max.
action,
It has to
using
be.
her skill to consume all core resonance. At
They
full
immediately
energy, she's
pop
ready
the
to
ult,
end
yo.
the fight. She uses her noble
I think she gained
phantasm
3 from that,
Excalibur, and
too.
a pillar of towering light incinerates her
Oh, that
enemies
better
to
one-shot them.
ashes.
This is where Indolore Excalibur is actually
Oh,
very
no
strong.
good! The actors playing the villains are fired!
Wait,
They
what?
couldn't hold their own in the scene at all!
Yeah, they
In
fucking
that case,
died.
let's hope the Holy Grail War brings together a cast of truly exceptional actors. Is there anything else you'd like to share about the Holy Grail War?
I can hardly wait. Such a grand war is bound to inspire a cinematic masterpiece.
My
May every
God.
actor shine in their role.
Ooh. Oh, what the?
Help me! Rekka! Help me!
Who the fuck is that?
Hello? Who's this?
Who are you? I'm a master. Get me a real person on the line.
Oh my fucking God. No way it's that fucking asshole from the Zhang Zhou event. I forgot what his name is. Fuck.
Right? It's for you?
Guy's a
This is Rekka.
dick.
Help me, Rekka. There's this blue guy. He's up to no good.
Who?
He's about to throw his spear
Oh
at
my
me.
God, it's
Have you
cool.
tried hitting the pause button?
Oh, right. Good thing I hit pause. That spear nearly hit me. You jerk.
Bruh.
Meet Grady on the line.
Oh.
Now. Wait. Good sir, let's not be hasty.
Rekka's just listening to this. Oh my God, that
Such a
guy's
pity.
dead.
There goes one of my finest comedic talents.
Oh my God. Oh, what the? Oh shit. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so that's basically it. So we got a nice good look at her kit. So there was a little bit more than I remember and I thought. But now we're going to keep going further and delving into and dissecting this whole collab. So yeah, I think overall, if you just compare her, again, competition-wise to Finon, it's just night and day, man. Like, I just don't think, aside from Excalibur, that a lot of her shit is that good, visually and everything else. Now, the main question I have is, how meta are they going to make her? Just off of looks, right? And just off of the way I think her kit's going to function, does she actually work best in Slaw with Tingyun? I don't know. She obviously wants people who regen energy out the fucking ass for her, so maybe Ho-Ho at that point. But even then, Tingyun I think is even better for that. But overall, I mean, she looks like she's pretty general. She works in a lot of different teams, but she just doesn't scream to me broken. She doesn't scream to me amazing. She's probably going to be great. And again, unless her numbers are absolutely bonkers, like, I'm not expecting crazy things. Now, obviously, I could be completely wrong here, and I hope I am. I hope Saber's O fucking P. Now, this is where, because Saber's coming out, I'm pretty sure they're gonna center a lot of the stuff in the game around her, aka MOC and all the buffs like that. But in general, I just feel like this whole Fate collab is kind of lackluster, especially when you compare it to what we have in the game already. And I think it's absolutely criminal to bring up Archer here, that they did not give him a territory. I want to save a little bit of this in case he gets his own video, even though I'm going to say basically the same shit. But the fact that Casterus has a territory, Finon has a territory, and Archer for his Noble Phantasm, aka his ult, you know, Unlimited Blade works, the fact that that is not a territory, I feel like is criminal, and it really feels like either A, they're lazy with the whole collab, or B, they're specifically cucking Archer because he's the free character. Now, you know, it's nice that they offer the light code if you do 200 fucking pulls, but the main issue I'm having now, and just to kind of wrap this up, because I could go on and on about this shit, I don't know if I'm rolling for Saber. I've saved for her for so long. A lot of the time when I've been playing this game, in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, I gotta get Saber, I gotta get Saber. And I even bought the anniversary bundle thinking I'm gonna get Saber. And finally, when the time is coming, they revealed the grand, you know, King of Knights, I'm having cold feet. I really don't know and don't think she's good enough. We really gotta see. The make or break is the numbers, her actual meta position, and how good she really is. Because right now, although she's not bad, I really feel like she's lackluster and she could have been decently better. Now, there's not really much you could do, honestly, with base Saber, too. I mean, they could have included Avalon, and I don't understand how she's destruction. There's no fucking survivability. But regardless, it is what it is. I'll leave it here because I can keep going, but this video is already long enough, but tell me what you guys think, because I really do feel like I'm probably in the minority. Now, I feel like Fate fans should have a standard. I don't know if they just happy that, you know, Saber's in the game, but I really feel like, again, as a fellow Fate fan, maybe with too high standards here, this really could have been better to me. But regardless, I am happy she's in the game in general. I do hope it does decently well enough to where they put Gilgamesh in the game and just do more Fate collabs in general. And I hope the future ones, if they do them, are better than this. This is a decent start line, but it should really be better. Like, it's so sad. But either way, tell me what y'all think. Tell me if you agree or disagree. And if you enjoy me, watch me at Twitch TV/Tecnics channel.